Dear students, welcome to today's class. In this class, we are going to learn about heat zones of the earth. The temperature, along with the other factors like atmospheric pressure, humidity, wind, etc., produces the climate. So, the temperature is like a father and the climate is like a child. The climate is the average weather condition of a place over the long period of time. The climate of the place remains more or less the same year after year. The average temperature, rainfall, and humidity are recorded for at least 30 years. The mean of these averages is found out to get the climate of that place. Climate affects human beings, plants, and animals, their way of life, their food, and their clothing, and even shelter. Now let's see factors affecting climate. There are various factors that affect the climate of a particular place. The combination of these factors is what gives every place on earth its own distinct climate. So first and foremost, latitude or distance from the equator. The sun rays fall vertically over the equator and nearby regions. These places remain hotter than the places which are away from the equator. The slanting sun rays spread over a large surface of the earth. Consequently, intensity of the heat reduces. Gradually, the temperature decreases and becomes extremely low throughout the year near the areas of the poles. Now let's see another factor, that is altitude, height above sea level. Altitude is a distance measurement in vertical or up direction from the sea level. The higher we go, the cooler it becomes. So the places at higher altitude are cooler than the places located at lower altitudes. For example, Srinagar, that is in Jammu and Kashmir, and so many other hill stations such as Shimla, Ooty, Lonavala or Darjeeling, etc. On very high mountains, there is snowfall instead of rainfall. Most peaks in the Himalayas are covered with snow even during summer. Now let's look at another factor, distance from the sea. The places near the sea neither very hot in summer nor very cold in winter. They have a moderate climate throughout the year, but the places far from the sea have extreme climate. In the daytime, the sun heats both land and sea. The land heats up faster and warms up the air. The cooler air from the sea comes to take its place. That is why the cool sea breeze blows during the day near the coast. So that is called sea breeze. So sea breeze is air from the sea to land. Now let's see just opposite of sea breeze, that is land breeze. Land breeze is the air from land to sea. So just as the sea water warms up slowly in the day, it cools down slowly at night. Now the land cools down more quickly. The cool air from the land flows to the sea. This is called the land breeze. Due to daily land and sea breezes, the coastal areas have a moderate climate. Now let's move on to next factor, that is humidity. What is humidity? Humidity is the moisture or water vapor present in the air. It affects the climate of the places. The distance from the sea affects the humidity of a place. Places near the sea experience high humidity because evaporation from the sea takes place nearby. This is why coastal areas such as Mumbai, Kolkata, Chennai, and Kochi are humid. The humidity causes sweat and perspiration. And let's see another factor, that is winds. Wind is a moving air and it is caused by the differences in the pressure within the atmosphere. Air under high pressure moves towards areas of low pressure. The greater the difference in pressure, the faster the air flows. The climate of the place is affected by winds. Depending on the place of origin of wind, it may either be hot or cool. Now let's learn about heat zones of the earth. The heat zones are determined by the amount of sunlight received in different parts of the earth. We know that the places near the equator are the hottest on the earth's surface. As we move away from the equator northwards or southwards, the temperature generally decreases. This has led to the division of the earth into three parts, and that's why there are three types of heat zones. First, the hot or torrid zone. The torrid zone or hot zone is the hottest region of the world. In this region, the sun rays fall vertically almost throughout the year, and this zone extends between Tropic of Cancer, that is 23.5 degree north, and Tropic of Capricorn, that is 23.5 degree south. The torrid zone is divided into North Torrid Zone in the northern hemisphere and South Torrid Zone in the southern hemisphere respectively. In the area closer to the equator, also known as the equatorial region, the climate is always hot, humid, because high temperature leads to a lot of evaporation and rainfall. The area closer to the tropics, also known as the tropical region, receive little rainfall. Most of the world's deserts are located in these regions. Now let's look at another zone, that is temperate zone. The temperate zone is neither very hot nor very cold. This zone is again found in both hemispheres. The north temperate zone lies between Tropic of Cancer, that is 23.5 degree north, and the Arctic Circle, that is 66.5 degree north in the northern hemisphere. The south temperate zone lies between Tropic of Capricorn, that is 23.5 degrees south, and the Arctic Circle, 66.5 degree south in the southern hemisphere. The temperate zone receives slightly slanting rays of the sun and thus comparatively cooler than the torrid zone. The regions lying in the temperate zone have distinct summers and winters. This zone has plenty of grasslands. And finally, let us see the third zone, that is frigid or cold zone. The frigid zone also lies in both the hemisphere, and the north frigid zone lies between the Arctic Circle, that is 66.5 degree north, and the North Pole, that is 90 degree north in the northern hemisphere. The south frigid zone lies between the Antarctic Circle, that is 66.5 degree south, and the South Pole, that is 90 degrees south in the southern hemisphere. The regions lying in the frigid zone are the coldest parts of the world, as here the sun's rays always fall very slantingly. In winters, for about 6 months, there is complete darkness as this area does not receive any sunlight. Now, it is clear that as we move from the equator towards the poles, the temperature decreases, and from poles towards the equator, the temperature increases. So that's all for today. Thank you.